Hello, this is Amber Schumacher. This is my creating project for EDU 709. I have titled it Integrating Chromebooks into Daily Routines. So, what you're going to see is that I do not actually have lessons like how you would think a lesson to teach a specific skill. As I'll explain in a moment, our school recently got laptop computers, so my students are about to use Chromebooks, and they have not had a lot of access to computers in the past. So I did not want to just give them computers and have them start using a flipped classroom. So I wanted to begin creating a daily routine for them where they're accessing the computers every day, using the computer every day. So that is what my lessons are these daily routines and how I'm going to use these new Chromebooks every single day. So my rationale, so as I said, the students were just given laptops that they will receive from a laptop cart every morning. I really appreciated the timing of this assignment because now when the new year starts, when we get back from break, I hope that this first lesson and actually the second, I'll be able to show them the first day of school and we can begin practicing it and hit the ground running. They received Chromebooks, so I wanted to primarily focus on the Google Docs, slides, forms, to really use the Chromebooks to the best of their ability. So my first lesson, again, the purpose is to integrate the computers as part of daily routine. They have to use the computers from the laptop cart. I will be using Google Sheets in an application called Doctopus as part of how do I want to say it? Like the delivery system, I guess, of the forms and the assignments that I will be giving to them. And it serves other purposes as well. The Doctopus is pretty extensive, and I didn't figure it all out yet. So that is a work in progress for me. Google Forms, which I will be creating and giving them the forms to use every day, every morning. They're going to be doing this. And they are going to need email. And I realize I do have to create Google Gmail accounts for them. They have Microsoft 365 accounts currently. So I have to make additional emails for them, which is a bit of a bummer, but it shouldn't be too bad. So this lesson or project I call our entry tickets. So instead of an exit ticket, which they will take after a lesson to show what they understand, I want to do an entry ticket for two purposes. One, I wanted to do a check-in when they come in the morning to see how they're feeling, what's going on in their lives, just to kind of do a little touch base with them. And then also as like a little pre-assessment for the upcoming skills we're going to be learning about, as well as a few other things. So as I said, this is the Doctopus program, which is under the add-ons of Google Sheets. So I started out creating the form and then linking it to the students, and the Doctopus is part of the program that would send it out to their emails. So this is my end, this is not the students' end. The students come in the morning, they get their assigned computer from the cart, and they open their emails, and they should see something like this, where it sends them a link or tells them to go look into their folder. They open their folders and see that they have an entry ticket waiting for them and click on it. So again, this should become routine. They should know every day, check your email, click on the link, go to the Google form, and it's part of just being responsible and doing that daily routine. Many students in my class come in late. We start school at 7:45. They're not coming in until 8:15, 8:30, and I haven't been able to start lessons right away because it's not worth it when you have 5 students out that will be coming to get them to fall behind. So this would be something to add on that can consume some of that time. So if the students who are late, I do not get to know the check-in for you necessarily because you've missed out. And I think that this could also prove as an incentive. Maybe they'll want to try to come into schools sooner so they can get their computers and do this little extra work for me. So that's lesson 2. So let's look at the morning check-in. So I've already taken this, so I'm just going to be taking it again. So this is what the students will see. So they need to enter their email address and their name, and then they tell me, how are you feeling this morning? So I have several ED students, and again, some who are coming in late. They're falling asleep in class. So how are you feeling today? So, okay, it's a Monday morning. Maybe I had a kind of a rough weekend. Maybe I'm sad, tired. I might even be angry because, something happened at home over the weekend. So, did you do your homework over the weekend? Yeah, I did only my vocab. Would you like to share anything with me? Well, I left my math homework at school, and, my parents were arguing all weekend, and I didn't get a lot of sleep. I've had my baby sister was crying all night. So that will just let me know kind of how they're doing. And some crazy stuff happens to these kids. So this might be a way for them to feel less pressure to open up and let me know what's going on, because I can't face-to-face touch base with every kid every day. This will be a way for me to do that. Or maybe something really great happened, and instead of everyone rushing to me in the morning saying, Ms. Schumacher, guess what happened? Write it on your entry ticket. And then they know, oh, I can tell her on my entry ticket and she'll see it. And it won't be so overwhelming for me. And it will hopefully motivate them to want to share more. So after they do that, there's a second page of the morning check-in or this entry ticket. And that is this math entry ticket portion. This first part, this application problem, is meant to be a post-test of sorts. It should be a previous skill we've learned, maybe from the day before, maybe from a different unit that I want to see that everyone still knows how to do the skill. So they write this response below. I can have forms grade it through Doctopus, and then depending on if they get it right or wrong, that can let me know if I need to reteach that skill. Maybe I need to pull those few kids for small groups. If there's just a couple, whole group if it's many, maybe I need to give it as a homework assignment. It can be a Zurn video that they need to watch. And then hopefully through Doctopus, that will help you say, okay, whatever students get this answer incorrect, then need to do, watch this video, and it'll send that link to them, and then they will continue to watch it without me having to do that. Yeah, sorry. So the second lesson problem is going to be what is happening in that day's lesson. So I'm going to do a 3-digit divided by 1-digit lesson that day. Well, maybe I have a student who can already divide 4-digit by 1-digit. They can do the standard algorithm. They know they can check their work through multiplication. They don't have any questions I got this. Oh, that says his. How much did you struggle? I did not struggle at all. And then I submit it to Ms. Schumacher. So another thing with Google Forms and doing this check-in is I can go back and see how they answered. So I'll be able to see who did or did not do their homework. If the majority of students did not do their homework, which is rarely the case, but then I know maybe I need to give them some extra time to work on their homework that morning. Students who have something to share with me, this is where I can read everything. I'm looking for how are they feeling today. So if I happen to see that everyone's having a really kind of crummy morning, maybe we need to do a go noodle and dance around for a while. The exit tickets again, hopefully this will let me know if all the students, can do 3-digit divided by 1-digit. I don't need to do this lesson that day. I can move on to 4-digit. and maybe just pull a small group with a handful of students who did not master 3-digit by 1 digit on this entry ticket, this pre-test. If nobody gets it, I know, okay, this is a whole group lesson. I need to spend a lot of time on this. And because I had nobody tell me, 5, I got this. We need to work really hard. It also lets you see the responses individually. So, the second lesson was to alleviate the problem of students raising their hands, everyone wanting to participate, everyone wanting to share, and do it equitably. I do this the best I can, but I have one student in particular who always wants to participate, gets very upset when he's not called on, and it's actually become a part of a behavior problem of his. So I thought, well, how can I give and there are students who are shy and don't want to participate at all. So how can I make this more equitable? So the students who will have their computers in front of them and using Google Slides and Padlet, I've thought of 2 ways to kind of alleviate this of not having to raise our hands, but still be able to participate. So that's using Q&A on Google Slides and Padlet. So I'm running low on time, so let's quickly look at this. So I would ask the students, what is the problem? What is the author's position after a story we just read? And click Q&A, and it sends them this link, or I would send them the link, or they'd copy it down, type it in, and they would see this, and they would write their question down. They would submit it to me. I go back and say, oh, I like this person's answer, so I'm going to present that. A student might agree or disagree, be like, this is nonsense, I disagree with that. And I think that's a good way for me to save. I can see what all their responses are, and you can continue to do that for different slides. Secondly, the Padlet, which most of us are used to, students can look at the prompt that's given to them, create a response. In the future, if given more time, they can record their responses, but this will let them do just kind of a quick write, citing evidence, and the other students can kind of grade it, like, oh, this is a great response, 5 stars, I agree with what you said, or I disagree, the writing's good, but I do not think Minley was a great character, I think Dragon was better for these reasons. So this way, everyone's post will be up here, everyone's writing, everyone can see it, and it's the same for everybody. So I think that covers hopefully everything. Thank you guys for your time. Have a good one.